Hi, my name is Zach Simmons, and this is Pro Football Today. Today we're going to be taking a look at the AFC East. I'm going to give you my predictions for how I think the final standings are going to look like for the AFC East here in 2019. So in last place, I have the Miami Dolphins. The reason being, there's a lot of uncertainties over the quarterback position there in Miami. Is it Josh Rosen or is it Ryan Fitzpatrick? So with Josh Rosen, there's a lot of uncertainties just with him. Will we see the same quarterback that he was in Arizona? Will this receiving core be a factor for him? Will he get better or worse because of this receiving core? And then Fitzpatrick, there's a lot of stuff around Fitzpatrick too. Will we see Fitzmagic or will we see Fitztragic? We saw Fitzmagic throughout parts of the season last year, and then we saw Fitztragic appear the season before. So what Ryan Fitzpatrick will the Miami Dolphins have this time around? And then the receiving core, a lot of uncertainties around the receiving core. Devontae Parker, Albert Wilson, and Kenny Stills. Now, for the last 2 seasons, there's been some people talking about Devontae Parker, that he could easily break out. Jay Cutler himself said that he resembled Alshon Jeffrey, but yet we never saw that when the season came around. Now, Albert Wilson is getting some attention. Last year, there's some people saying that he's going to break out. He then got hurt. This year, there's some analysts saying that he's going to break out again. Will he? Only time will tell. And then Kenny Stills, a lot of people like Kenny Stills because of what he did with the New Orleans Saints and Drew Brees. So will this receiving core actually be able to elevate? And will they elevate because of Josh Rosen or Ryan Fitzpatrick? Or will they rise making those quarterbacks look good? Only time will tell. This defense has some issues. They have a couple holes. It's not a bad defense. I can think of a lot worse defenses than the Miami Dolphins, but they need another corner, they need another linebacker, and they could use some help in the line. But they're only looking at maybe 2 or 3 players that can easily change this defense and make it and turn it into an elite defense. It's a good defense overall, but they just need to take that step to be a great and elite defense. And then you add Brian Flores. There's a lot of questions over Brian Flores. If you look at all the Bill Belichick coaches from the Bill Belichick tree, they really have not panned out. The only one that I can think of is Bill O'Brien. In fact, I need to check my research on this, but I want to say that Bill O'Brien is the only coach from Bill Belichick that has made the playoffs. I don't know if that's true or not, but thinking of Romeo Crennel, Eric Mangini, I know we only seen 1 year of Mike Vrabel and Matt Patricia, but that makes sense, and also Josh McDaniels. Now, I want to say Bill O'Brien's the only coach from the Belichick tree to make the playoffs. So will Brian Flores change that? Will he be able to push to the playoffs this year? I don't think so. Now, Miami could easily take a step to 3rd place or 2nd place based off the performance of Rosen or Fitzpatrick or the coaching ability of Brian Flores. But at this point, I think it's safe to say with all these questions that they're going to be last place. Now, 3rd place, I have the New York Jets. Now, you can say, but they spent all this money. They got Le'Veon Bell. They got C.J. Mosley. The problem is they only got those 2 players. And yes, they need a linebacker. Yes, they need a running back. But they also had other needs. They need an outside receiver opposite of Robbie Anderson. Anderson is a good receiver, but they need another guy on the other side. Enunwa is not that great of a receiver. He's okay. And then they got Bellamy to potentially replace Terrell Pryor. They need a receiver bad. Now, Bellamy, yes, he was reliable for his couple years with the Bears, with Trubisky. But before that, a lot of Bears fans will know he was not very consistent, making some big plays but also dropping some easy passes. So will he create some stability there for Sam Darnold? I'm not sure. But Le'Veon Bell will definitely help him out. They needed a running back. He can easily take off the pressure of Sam Darnold. Darnold doesn't have to throw too much, and even then, he can pass it to Le'Veon Bell. Bell is one of the best, if not the best, receiving back in the NFL right now. Taking a look at the defense, though, they need another corner. They need another linebacker. Yes, they got Mosley. Mosley's going to help out that defense tremendously. But they need another linebacker. You can't just have one good linebacker and expect everything to fall in place. You need some other playmakers. They could probably use another safety opposite Jamal Adams, have another corner opposite of Jermaine Johnson, and probably a nickel corner in there to replace Buster Skrine. But ultimately, this is not a bad defense. Once again, kind of proving the same ranking as Miami. I might put Miami just a little bit over the Jets defense. But this isn't a bad defense. They just need a couple more players to turn this defense into a great elite defense. But will the Jets be able to make that playoff leap this year? Probably not. I don't see it happening. Will Gase be good for the team? I think so. I think it's more of a question over will Darrell Loggins be able to be a good offensive coordinator. I've heard a lot of good things about Loggins, but as a Bears fan, I've seen him as the offensive coordinator for the Bears, and I did not like him. He was partially responsible for the whole demise of Trubisky, his rookie season. He never passed the ball. He only ran the ball. It was pretty predictable. Took football back about 60, 70 years. So will he be doing that now that he has Le'Veon Bell? I don't know. Not sure that was a Loggins thing. Not sure that was a Fox thing. But only time will tell if Loggins will be a good coordinator for Sam Darnold and Le'Veon Bell. I trust Adam Gase. I think he's a good head coach. I think he deserved a second shot with another team. I'm not really sure when it comes to Darrell Loggins. Now, number 2, I have the Buffalo Bills. Now, some of you may be saying, why do you have the Bills over the Jets? Why do you have them over the Dolphins? This was not that great of a team last year. What changed? Well, the entire offense changed. They got Frank Gore to help out LaShawn McCoy. He had some injury problems last year. We found out McCoy cannot be the lead back anymore. He can't be a 3-down back. They need someone else there. So they got Frank Gore, and they got Devin Singletary in the draft. This is a good running back core, probably the best in the league, I want to say. And the receivers. Last year, Kelvin Benjamin and Zay Jones. Now you have Zay Jones. They got John Brown, who's a great outside receiver. And they got Cole Beasley, who's a good slot. So now you can have Zay Jones on one side. You can have John Brown on the other. And you can have Cole Beasley in the slot. Allen should be just fine. And then they add 2 new tackles. One in the draft and then one in free agency. This is a good offense. They really changed it around. And you can say, well, Brown and Beasley, they're okay. They probably could have done better. No, they actually couldn't have done better with the free agency, with the market for receivers in free agency this year. They got 2 of the best receivers that were open. So that's going to help out Allen a lot. And we saw Trubisky take leaps because of adding Allen Robinson, Taylor Gabriel, and then drafting Anthony Miller. The Bills pretty much did exactly that. If you compare the markets, pretty much did the exact same. So this Bills team, they're a good team. The defense is a top 10 defense. And then you add Ed Oliver into the mix. This is one solid team. Now there's one question that a lot of people have, and it's, can Josh Allen lead this football team? Now if you compare him to where he was in week 1 to where he was in week 17, he has progressed a lot just throughout his rookie season. Now imagine getting the offseason in there. Imagine getting minicamp in there, OTAs, getting training camp in there, and preseason. I think we're going to see a different Josh Allen than what we saw last year. I think Josh Allen will be the most improved quarterback. So watch out for the Bills, because I think they might be able to make a run for that wild card spot. Now, will I say for a fact they're going to make playoffs? No, I can't say that. The AFC is a very underrated conference. I'm hearing everyone saying the NFC is so strong. Look at the NFC. Well, it's because no one knows who's going to win the conference. Everyone knows that more than likely the Patriots will win the conference. When it comes to NFC, you have the Rams, the Saints, the Bears, the Eagles, the 4 division champions that can, any one of them can take that spot of being conference champions. But with the AFC, though, you had all these wildcard teams that have a shot. The Chargers, the Steelers, the Browns, the Colts, the Texans, the Titans. This is a solid conference where the wildcard teams even have a shot of being conference champions. They have a shot to take out Tom Brady and the Patriots. So looking at those teams compared to the Bills, can I say that they're going to beat out the Bills? I think I can make that assumption. So I think it's safer to say the Bills won't make playoffs. They're going to make, they're going to do fantastic. Now they're the NFC. Yes, they're going to make wild card. But looking at how strong the AFC is, I can't say the Bills will make playoffs. I can see it. I think they have a good chance. But I can't say they're going to take out the Chargers. I can't say they're going to take out the Colts. I can't say they're going to take out the Browns. So that's where we have the Bills at number 2. That's where I have them not making playoffs. And number 1, of course, the New England Patriots. Now you can say, but Brady's getting old. He says he's getting closer to his mid-40s. They don't have Gronkowski anymore. They just lost Brian Flores. They don't even have a defensive coordinator. It's fine. They're still the Patriots. Tom Brady is just a year older. Look at how he played last year. Yes, he didn't play as good as he did the year before. But he is still Tom Brady. He's still a great quarterback. And losing Gronk does nothing. Look at how many Super Bowls Tom Brady won before Gronk. They're fine. They also drafted Harry, who's an incredible receiver. A lot of his teammates have loved watching him play. So now, yes, they lost Hogan. Yes, they lost Amendola the year before. They have Harry. They have Edelman. They're fine. They're just fine. Sony Michel, I think, will have a better season than they did last year. James White is still a reliable player. And when it comes to Brady, yes, he's getting older. But to be honest, I can't predict an off year for Brady. Because I don't see there ever being a demise of Tom Brady. I think the only way he's going to leave the game is when his body tells him he can't play it anymore. I think he's going to end the same way that Brett Favre ended. That Favre literally retired because he couldn't play anymore. There's nothing he could do. His body was not working as well as it should to play football. I think that's how Tom Brady is going to go. He's going to continue playing until his body tells him he can't play any longer. So until he gets an injury, which that could happen this year, but it's hard to predict that definitely when they have such a solid line. That I can't sit here and say Brady will get hurt and Brady's going to be out for a considerable amount of time because of an injury. I can't predict that. At this point, it's a fluke. Now, if they didn't have a good line, if they had 2 terrible tackles there, then sure, I can predict that. I did that with Aaron Rodgers a couple years back. It can happen. But with the line they have now, unless there's any injuries on that line, Tom Brady more than likely will not go down. It'll be a fluke if he does. So the Patriots will be number 1. The Patriots will once again be a Super Bowl contender. Sadly, I know a lot of us are getting sick and tired of seeing them in the Super Bowl. But to be honest, the Patriots are still the Patriots. That's why I have them number 1. That's why I have them winning the division. That's why I have them being a Super Bowl contender. They are still the Patriots. So that concludes this episode of Pro Football Today. At number 4, we have the Miami Dolphins. Number 3, we have the Jets. Number 2, we had the Bills. And number 1, we have the Patriots. So please leave any comments. If you disagree with these standings or disagree with any of my logic behind these standings, please post them in a comment. I love reading them. If you agree or disagree, I love reading them. So have a good rest of your day. This concludes this episode of Pro Football Today.